Welcome to the Small Talk Podcast. I'm Mike Smallegan. Today we're with Mikayla, who's the retail manager of Kendall College of Art and Design. It's a Spark store inside that. So it's a unique store that highlights local artists and artists from the community and lots of cool things here. So thanks for being on the podcast today.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to talk about what we do and what we have and some of the really awesome vendors that we have in this shop.
Yeah, just taking a look around, there's just so much to look at, so many different styles and items. Like there's really something for everybody, but there's more than just art too, right?
Yeah.
Like I seen cocktail mixers you got there,
Yeah.
and but really tell me about the mission of the store and what sets you guys apart.
Yeah, I would love to. So when we were thinking about what the Spark is, a retail space is great. That's an awesome resource, but we have the ability, because we're attached to Kendall College of Art and Design of Ferris, we have the ability to provide resources.
Yeah.
We have space, we have students who are artists and designers who are learning here. So we wanted to create a platform for these artists and vendors, and then also have educational opportunities for emerging artists who are learning about, how do I even sell my work?
Yeah, really.
How do I price my stuff? What do people even want to buy? And then also connecting the general public with these creatives. When you're not in this community, it's sometimes hard to know, I really want a unique piece of art for my house, but where do I even go to look? We want to connect, we want to make those connections for people so that they can come in and feel inspired and have really awesome products that bring joy to their lives.
So is one of the requirements that you're part of Kendall to sell your items in the store, or do you open it up to outside of the college?
Yeah, it's open to everybody. So a lot of our vendors are established artists. So they're in the community. You see them selling at the Fulton Street Farmers Market. You see them doing artist markets. And this is kind of either their full-time job or they maybe do it on the side, but they have an established business. That's a lot of our vendors. And then we also have it open to students.
Okay.
So students can come to me and say, Mikayla, this is my first time doing this. What do I do?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you have a really awesome product that I think, could sit on the same table as some of these really awesome established artists. Let's get you there. Here's how you can package. Here's how you can price your stuff.
Sure, and you're helping them through those steps.
Yeah.
I think there is a lot of questions when you're first getting started in retail and what do I price my item for? Or how do I market it? I think that's great that there's a resource for people to learn that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, how long has this store been open?
So we have been open in this location. We opened up in August.
Okay.
So we're new to this space and we're loving it.
Yeah,
we love this beautiful wall of windows that we have. We have people peeking in and they'll see something in the window and they'll be like, I got to get in there and get those earrings or get that print. So we're loving this space. It's quite bigger than our old space, and we also have more things to offer, and we are able to bring in more vendors. So right now I've got around 60 local artists that are selling in the shop right now.
Okay.
And then we have coffee, we have snacks, so people can come and, there's no pressure to buy anything. Maybe you just want to come and feel inspired by these artists or learn about your community members and grab a coffee and just hang out and embrace the creative energy. We encourage that too.
It's great to provide that for the community and as a resource and an opportunity for people to see local art. I think that's great. So what are some of the unique things that you've seen, or what are some of your favorite items in the store?
Yeah, I have a little collection. It's so hard for me to just pick a few vendors, because if I could go over all 60 with you, I would.
Okay.
But I picked a few that I really want to highlight, because a lot of the products we have here are really thoughtfully designed. One that first came to mind, these are concrete candles by Known Goods.
Okay.
The owner's Paige, and so she hand pours the concrete, and the design of this item she was just so thoughtful. The backing is flat so that it could sit up in your windowsill.
Nice.
And then there's a sticker at the bottom, and once you melt the candle, the sticker comes off, and it's actually got a drainage hole so you can turn it into a pot for a plant.
That's awesome.
And so it's got this dual life, and it really embraces sustainability, which is another one of our big things that we think about when we're stocking products is, are they also sustainable? We have this vendor, Myers Wood Turning. He's a wood vendor. He's amazing.
That's really cool.
Isn't that beautiful? And the other great thing is a lot of the artists and vendors here, they know each other and they see each other at markets. So Mike actually collaborates with Jody from Page Soy Candles. She makes these incense, and so he uses her incense in his incense holders.
That's awesome.
And then he will make wood bowls for her to fill with her candles.
Okay.
And so there's this like beautiful collaboration happening with these different artists, and then we get to offer those products here. I have a few current students work here as well. To give
What is
you
this
kind of an idea.
mushroom-looking thing?
Yeah, so this is actually Emmett Martin. He is an employee here, and he's a student at KCAD, and he crochets these little mushrooms, and you can hang them as an ornament. You could hang them in your car, and then he also did these. He does these sticker sheets of local Michigan critters. So these are all
I recognize some of
animals
those,
that
yeah.
you see in Michigan. So his work is focused on nature a lot. This is another current student, Jordan, makes these really fun earrings. They've got little frogs on them. It's just stuff that's really personalized. Like if you were coming here for a gift for someone, maybe you're like, my friend really loves frogs.
Yeah.
And like they would love these earrings.
I know some people like that.
Yeah, and you find things that are a little bit more special than you would maybe find at like a bigger, store.
Yeah.
We've got these leather goods. These are actually made by Jack Bartholomew. He's our building manager here. So, and he makes leather goods. He makes these beautiful leather products.
Yeah.
And he's got a full-time job here, which is...
This is soft.
Yeah, it's super cool. So we've got artists and creatives like throughout the entire operation here, which is just really awesome. We've got these, what we brought up before, the cocktail mocktail kits. So these, Let's Stay at Home, they're a local Grand Rapids business. And then these can be put with like sparkling water or alcohol of your choice. So you can make a bunch of different cocktails. You get a ton out of this bottle. These are a favorite for buying gifts for people. This is another student, Mikayla.
Mushrooms again.
Yeah,
huh?
mushrooms again with wood burning. So that's all hand done wood burning. We've got Piper Adonia. You probably will recognize Piper. Her work is all over Grand Rapids. She has a few murals, and she's done the box designs, the electrical box designs around downtown.
Oh, yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, and she's actually, she works for Frederick Meyer Garden.
Okay.
She's an alumni as well. So we've got, like I said, these really awesome, successful artists, with current students, which is beautiful.
So it was one person that did all of the electrical boxes, or?
No, it's a bunch of different artists.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, that's awesome. So Mikayla, how does the Spark engage like the local community and bring people together through do they do workshops or anything like that?
Yeah, so we host, I host a few talks every year. I do how to sell your work retail talk that people can come to, and I'd walk them through the entire process. What is a retail cost? What's a wholesale cost? What does a consignment contract look like? Here's how to package your work. Here's how to set it up for a display. I go through all of that nitty-gritty stuff.
Yeah.
So that's a free resource. I also we bring in vendors for workshops. So we do how to build a website, how to grow your social media. We are even planning for the future some fun workshops, like maybe we're going to do some jewelry or candle pouring, and just like a fun activity it doesn't always have to be business.
Sure.
So we can do something fun and creative.
Lots of options.
Yeah.
And I think that's great that you're bringing community together.
Yeah.
What other ways, how would people find out about this? So the events that you have, where do you go to know about them?
Yeah, the best places are social media on Instagram. We're the Spark GR.
Okay.
And that's where you get the most current updates on what's happening. We're always advertising for new products coming in, for events that we're hosting. All of that's the best spot. We also have a page on KCAD's website, which is kcad.edu/thespark. And that actually has a guide on there for anyone can use it. It's just my talk that I give about how to sell your work retail. So maybe we have someone in the community that can't make the talk, or they just want that resource. It's a whole PDF document that walks them through everything they know to start selling their work in a retail space.
Well, that's awesome. So you provide them like location to sell here, you to teach them how to market it. Are you giving them ideas and where else they can go to market their items?
Yeah, there's a few really awesome shops in Grand Rapids that also sell local work.
Okay.
So yeah, just having those resources, open knowledge to, here's how to sell your work and go out and explore and see where you can put it. Yeah.
It's great. Just giving them a direction, I think, is super important, and sharing your experience is, I'm sure, very valuable.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
What success stories can you share of maybe past students or artists that have come through your store?
Yeah, we have so many. We have so many amazing artists that are doing really amazing things in Grand Rapids right now. We brought up Piper Adonia. She's working for Frederick Meyer Gardens right now. She's a super successful artist. We also have Stephanie Ellis. Her business is Field Sparrow Studios. You see her, she's got murals all over downtown.
Yeah.
She's got products at markets. She's a really amazing artist. We have Lydia from Lydia Writes Good. She's an alumni, and she actually taught here at KCAD for a while. And now she's got her own business where she does branding for companies. And these are all people in our community, and they're doing really amazing things, and we get to showcase some of their work here, which is great.
I noticed all these little cards around by a lot of the art that you have in the store.
Yeah.
Tell me about those.
Yeah. So these are called takeaways.
Yeah.
They have the vendor name, and then this is a little bit of information written to you as the customer from the artist. So they'll maybe introduce themselves, they'll talk about things that they enjoy. So you just get kind of a feel for who you're buying this product from. These are really great to include if you're buying a gift for somebody.
Yeah.
Or even people like to include these on the back of a frame if they buy a print. And this is also a really free, accessible way to find artists in your community. So people can come in, they can take them, they can follow these people on social media, and even if they can't buy anything right now, they might be able to buy from that artist at a later time.
That's awesome. Where does the QR code go?
It usually goes to their website or their social media, depending on their preference. And then we also have their Instagram linked at the bottom.
Okay, and you mentioned the murals earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Are you connecting the city with artists here at Kendall? Are you helping kind of facilitate that, or does Kendall itself do that?
Kendall does some work with that. That's primarily some outside organizations do a lot of the murals. We do have a mural class here at Kendall. So we actually have students that learn that they design their own murals either in our building or with the city. So our entire basement right now is actually full of murals from those classes.
Wow.
It's every different wall is a student mural, it's so fun down there. It's so cool. I'm guessing that is probably going to expand through the rest of the building or just have student murals everywhere.
Yeah, why just have a white wall, right?
Exactly, especially in an art and design college. Yeah. We have to have art everywhere.
Okay.
But yeah, so we here at KCAD, we do prepare the students for going out and doing that. For artists like Piper or Stephanie, who are alumni, they have that experience and can go out and do that professionally.
So Kendall's a pretty unique college, right? How far away are people coming to attend the college here?
Pretty far. So a lot of our students they're commuters.
Okay.
So we do have some students who have dorms at 5 blocks of line across the street, but we have students coming from Lowell, we have them coming from Holland. Some of them even come from out of state and move here to Grand Rapids to come to Kendall. So from all over, we have quite a few international students as well.
So what are some of the things you love about the college?
Oh my goodness, I'm an alumni myself.
That's great.
So I have
That makes sense.
many
Total
things.
sense, right?
Yeah, I think that there's this beauty of, community is the root of this place. So it's the root of the Spark, but also the root of KCAD as well. You really get to know your professors, you get to work closely with them, you get to know your peers, and you keep those connections afterward as well. And those are the people that are going to be your number one fan. When you leave this place, they're going to be the ones writing, your recommendation letters and preparing you for what it is outside of college, which is one of the reasons I was so passionate to stay on board when I graduated was that now I can mentor students, because all of our employees here are student employees. So I can mentor them closely as they spend their time here so that they can be set up for success for when they graduate.
That's awesome that you have a passion for that.
Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier that like you have workshops and events and things going on. Like what exciting things do you have kind of upcoming in the near future?
Yeah, we've got some really exciting stuff happening. So we just a few months ago hosted a student holiday market where we had, I mentored students who are making and creating, and they had a market where you could come buy things.
Okay.
Now we're expanding this year and we're doing the holiday artist market. It's its 33rd annual holiday artist market. It's a huge, long-standing tradition here in Grand Rapids, and we're bringing it back.
Okay.
So we're hosting this market. It's going to be probably around 70 vendors, and most of those will be established artists in the community, and then we're also going to have students participate as well. So there will be around 20 student vendors. And then, like I said, we'll be doing some of those fun workshops, maybe with jewelry making or candle pouring, something like that. And then we'll continue with the professional development workshops as well.
Well, if we can do anything to help promote that, please reach out and let us help you with our social media and put it on our platforms. We'd love to do that.
Yeah, that would be great.
So where are you making the jewelry? Is it, is it happening in here? Or is there workshops kind of around the college that you bring people to?
We bring them usually in this common space here. So we have a little lounge outside, just outside of the shop. We play music. People will sit there and drink their coffees, and we set up tables, and we'll kind of use that common space for the workshops.
Okay. Yeah. So in the few short years you guys have been open, you've had an impact on the artists and the community and the college, I'm sure. And where do you see that, like in the next 5 years? Like what impact do you see Kendall having on the community and the Spark store in general?
Yeah, I think I want to see, my mission is to have more unity between artists and the general public. I want it to feel accessible. I want it to feel like people can come in and they don't have to know anything about art and they don't have to know anything about design, but they can come and appreciate these really beautiful things and maybe make connections with these artists. Because they are members of your community. They're your neighbors, your coworkers. And so just getting to know the person behind the work that they're doing, so that when you're walking around town and you see electrical box, you're like, oh my goodness, that's Piper Adonia. I know her. I met her at this market, or I have her print hanging in my living room. So this sense of community and connection, and having people know the other members in our city, because it feels quite small sometimes when you start to get to know people. You recognize them everywhere. I'll see bumper stickers and I'm like, oh my goodness, that's stuck on Michigan. I wonder if they got that sticker at the Spark. So,
that's great.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people think of art just as something like a statue or a painting, but going through this store, I think it's so much more than that, like candles and woodworking and mushrooms, crocheted mushrooms. There's just so many. I think just coming to a space like this, you realize that art is just so much more than just what you thought it was, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's great that you're showcasing local artists and giving them an opportunity to share their art and their passion with the public. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, of course. And thank you for letting us talk about it and share that with other people, so that they could come in and be like, that looks really awesome. I wonder if I can try that myself, or maybe like I want to put this in my house, and every time I look at it, it's just going to make me so happy, because I remember that this is made by someone in my community, and it just brings me joy. Like, that is my overall thing. Everything that I've bought from the shop, I know every time I look at it, I'm like, oh my goodness, I love that print so much, or I love that candle, it's my favorite thing, and it makes me so happy, and I want that for other people as well.
That's great, and sharing your passions, I think there's nothing better than that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Mikayla, thank you so much for your time today, and to our subscribers, thank you for listening to our podcast. At the end of our podcast, we like to do a giveaway, which we're going to give away that print that we picked up earlier. The key word for that is going to be the name of the artist. So I'll let you share that.
Yeah, so that print is from Exist Design. And it's a stunning Grand Rapids print. It's a screen print, so it's printed by the artist by hand. And it's definitely a hot commodity here in the shop. People gravitate right towards it.
I did myself.
Yeah, they're like, that is beautiful. So yeah, we're super excited to share that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again, and thank you to our subscribers for listening. And until next time, have a great day. And I'm Mike Smallegan with Small Talk Podcast.